Hi there, and welcome to Graham's Guide Friday Live, this Friday, the 27th of January. And today we're going to be looking at research. So let's first go into where you can find all of the references for this unit fully formatted in both APA and Harvard style. I've showed you this before, but I'm just going to quickly show you now, just in case some of you are tuning in for the first time today, which would be a bit disappointing since we're now in week 10. So let's just click on modules. And if you scroll all the way to the bottom of the modules page, you will find our references in Swinburne Harvard and also in APA. So I'll just click on the APA list to show you. These are all the references and they're in week order. So week one, these are everything. This is everything that we looked at. I mean, this is actually links to some of the images as well. But amongst here, you'll find the readings. For example, Davies, Fiddler, and Gorbis is here. Um, I noticed, and I mentioned this before, that the initial here is incorrect. It should be M because Gorbis's first name is Marina. I don't think she'd be very impressed if we used a D instead of an M because that does not identify the author. This list is 99% correct, but it's always pays to check your references and not go by the pre-formatted ones that you might find on the internet or even here in our list. Hopefully this will be fixed in time for the next one. But if you use the D in your list, no points lost because this one is on us. So don't be concerned if you've used the incorrect initial in your reference list. Let's quickly move on now to the Swinburne Library, because I want to talk a little bit about wider research. In our unit, we have all of those readings, but there's in the area of social constructivism, for example, we're a little bit light on, and you might want to do further research, wider research, to better support your. If you're talking about social constructivism, well, you might. This is how you can find some wider research on that topic. So here in the Swinburne Library, I'm going to put in social constructivism. We're in the area of online learning, so I'm going to put in online learning. Social constructivism is used widely. Whether people realize they're using it or not, it's used widely around the world in many different areas. But I'm interested in specifically social constructivism in our online learning environment. And I'm going to pop in Australia here too, just to see if we get any hits with Australia. It's not super important. So let's search and see what comes up. Okay, so we've got 204 results I can see here. And I can't immediately see any authors that I recognize. Oh, yes, I can. There's one. Gilly Salmon she's like the queen of online learning. But look, I want to refine this list here, and I'm going to do that because I just want to find. I want to read this now, so I want to find sources that are online. I'm not going to go out to a library looking for any of these. So I'm going to put a tick in here, online. I want peer-reviewed sources because I'm looking for high-quality sources. So I'm going to put a tick in peer-reviewed. I don't really have time to read a book. So I'm just going to choose journal articles and book chapters. And I'm going to change the date down here because I don't want stuff from 20 years ago. I'm going to change this to 2015. And then I'm going to click on apply filters. I actually have already seen one here that I think I'm going to like. Okay, so this first one, I don't recognize the author, but it's on constructivism, and I can see here it looks like it might be centered on active student learning and students. But this second one here, I saw the name here, Gilly Salmon. So Gilly Salmon, she's, as I said, like the queen of online learning. She's been around for a long time. She was actually a pro-vice chancellor at Swinburne Hawthorne campus. For transformational learning. So this is personally, this is where I'd be clicking. So I'm just going to click in here and have a look at what this article is by Jelly Salmon. And we'll just use this as an example. Why isn't that going through? Click. Let's try this link here. Is it just slow? Why isn't it not working? Okay, let's click on online, access online. Oh, that's better. I don't know why that's not working. So at the top of this page, there's more information about the article. There are really good tools here. So if I wanted to go ahead and use this, I would click on citation here because this is going to format the citation for me. So if I click on citation, and this over here, you can see it's in APA 7th. So if I was doing Harvard, I click here, it would change it to Harvard style, but I want APA 7th. And I would just copy and paste this into a Word document. So this is, I know that this is correctly formatted. You can see here that the journal title is in italics, which is what we want. The actual article title is not in italics. So this looks to me to be correctly formatted. It's even including the DOI number here as well, and in the URL. So this looks like a great, look, you can click right here to copy that citation to the clipboard and then copy it into your Word document. But let's have a look at this document. I'm going to go down here now to the section where it says view online. There's a lot of choices here for me. I'm going to do this. EBSCO host is one that's familiar to me. I mean, it doesn't matter. All of these would go to the same article, but I'm going to click on this one. And let's have a look at this article by Jelly Salmon. So the first thing I want to do once this opens up, I'm just going to look at some of the headings here. So the introduction here is social media and learning. Okay, so she's going to be talking about, well, that's the title of the article, social media and structured online learning. So that sounds good to me. And then I'm going to go through and look at the other heading titles down here as well. Methodology. So she's included a methodology section. I don't need to read that. That's just telling me how she collected her data. But here are her findings. Now, this is, I'm keen to read this. And I will have a look at that at some point if I was going to use this. And she includes emerging themes. So we want to know from her research, what are the things that she's found? Anyway, so the first thing here she's talking about is one theme that they found from their research was that social media in online learning improved learning. Another thing they found was it may have been good for networking, theme 2. And the last one, they talk about objections to using social media. So this is some, the first two are sort of pros, and this last one is a con. So negative aspects of using social media and online learning. And then I'd go down and I'd read, I'd go down to the conclusion and I'd read what her conclusion and then she also includes a recommendation section here. So that might be recommendations for further research or recommendations based on what they learned from their data. So this is all good. There's also an ethics notice here. And of course, here's Jelly's list of references. So you may, so we're already doing wider research by reading this article on Swinburne Online. It gets deeper because you can then go into her list of references and see if there's anything here that you find interesting. Actually, look at that. Oh, let me increase the size of this. That would be helpful, wouldn't it? So this author here, I've just noticed, is an author from one of our readings. So I cannot pronounce that name, but I recognize that as an author from our unit's readings. So that's cool as well. I'm recognizing an author from a work that we've just found online. So this is all looking good to me. And you can see Jelly Salmon here is citing her own work. You can see here from these early works that she's citing, she's been in this space for a long time. She's actually been in the the teaching space or the education space for 3 decades, about 30 years, and specifically in online learning, well, 15 years that I know of. Even though this first article is only from 10 years ago, I know that Julie has been in this space for well, much earlier than that. Anyway, look, that's a great article you might like to look at. If I would, if it was me, I would just choose one of these three themes to see if there was something relevant to support my work, what I'm talking about. So I would, maybe if I'm looking at, she found that it improved learning. So then I would look in here and I would find something that would support because my learning has been improved by social constructivism. This is evidence that social constructivism does improve learning. So I've got my experience that I can give an example of, and I can maybe do a screenshot from the discussion boards showing an example of where I learned something or I shared knowledge in the discussion board. And then I can use Gilly Salmon to say, yeah, look, it was good for me. And in fact, Gilly Salmon has written an article saying that it's good for everybody, or generally good. So you can use this article to support your discussion. And actually, when I say you can use this article, even though I've gone in and found this article, I would be more than happy to see this turn up in your reference list as well, if you were interested, if you thought that was going to be useful. Alrighty, look, that's all I wanted to look at today. I have gone over the 10-minute mark, but it's not 20 minutes, so that's good. Thanks for joining me today. Hopefully that's useful to you, a little bit of wider research and how to find articles in the Swinburne Library. Thanks for joining me today. Bye for now.